Yeah, back to what I was saying a minute ago. If you're new to photography and you're looking to improve on your pictures, that's definitely one piece of advice that I could give you, is to focus on Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Landscape Photography Behind the Scenes. I'm Jack, and today we're shooting sunrise in Banff National Park. More specifically, we came to find some wildflowers along the Icefield Parkway. So far this spring, it's been very, very cool in the Rockies. It's been rainy and it's been snowy. Now, what does that mean for wildflowers? Well, the cool temperatures actually delayed the onset of these wildflowers blooming by several weeks. But because of the rain that we've been having early on in the season, the blooms are just incredible right now. And that's consistent across the province so far that I've seen. So we came out here nice and early to see if we could get some beautiful sunrise pictures with all the nice wildflowers in the mountains here. Just beautiful. And of course, one of the best things about coming out this early is I have the whole place to myself yet again. It's nice to have a moment of tranquility out here. But with that being said, if you guys are thinking about doing the same as me and coming out for some early morning hikes by yourself, I would just strongly urge caution, because along this part of the highway, you can find quite a few bears. And in my experience, you're most likely to run into these bears if you're the first on the trail or if you're out hiking at dusk. In the middle of the day, after a bunch of people have gone past the trail, I'm not super worried about running into bears. But if you're the first person, I would definitely keep your eyes and ears open, make lots of noise. Yeah, just other common practices for hiking in this area by yourself. Well, the sun is finally up, and it's painting all the wildflowers their beautiful natural colors. The further I make it up this trail, the fewer flowers I'm finding. I'm curious what happens when we get to the lake. But yeah, Helen Lake. There's a lake coming up here that we're going to be getting to. And there's lots of hiking options available around to us right now. So I've spotted a cool landscape feature that you don't see too often. It is more common in the Canadian Rockies because of how cold it gets, but I thought I'd point it out to you guys. Hopefully you can see on the ground behind me, there's a whole bunch of small to medium-sized mounds. Those are called hummocks, and it's a freeze-thaw feature that occurs in kind of swampy areas where the soil is composed of clay and silt. And what happens is during the freeze-thaw cycles over years and years, they actually expand, contract, and what happens is you get all these hummocks that just build up across the landscape. And it's really cool. You can see them so easily right now because of the low angle sun. But a lot of people would just walk right past those, and I thought I would point them out to you that is actually a very special landform and we don't get to see it too often. Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is where all the mosquitoes are coming from. Wow, they are nasty today. I'm sure once it's the middle of the day and the heat is really kicking in, they'll probably go away. But yeah, not a big fan. All right, that was a fun bit of exploring at the lake, but I'm going to start taking the trail back down now. There's quite a few people coming up, but I'm going to save a little time to stop and look at some flowers. If you're new to photography and you're looking to improve on your pictures, one piece of advice that I could give you is to focus on a subject. Find the subject that you're interested in. It could be the mountain, it could be the trees, it could be the flowers. But whatever that is, try to work it into something pleasing. When I get to a spot and I'm taking pictures, usually the first picture that I take is not so good. And it takes a minute to kind of work into it and figure out what subject you want to shoot. You can come stumbling across a beautiful meadow. The light could be gorgeous. You'll have light on this peak, light on this peak, shadows through the valleys, and your instinct will be, oh, wow, this is so beautiful. I need to capture this whole thing. And you end up taking a very standard wide shot that doesn't really tell a story, and it's really not that interesting. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me, okay? I've taken so many pictures where I get to the viewpoint and I'm like, oh, wow, this is incredible. Click. And then I put it away and I continue walking. So instead, what I want you to do is I want you to take that first picture and then I want you to keep working it. Ask yourself again, what is the subject here? Is it in the best light right now? How can I isolate the subject and minimize distractions? And I think if you guys can embrace that lesson, your photography is really going to improve, because I've noticed mine improve from it. And along with that goes patience. You have to be patient in order to work through that process of taking the first picture, then taking the next, and then taking the next. It's a process of clicking the shutter, looking at the play menu and saying, okay, that's not bad, but what do I like and what do I not like? Yes, patience is so important. You have to be patient with yourself, and you have to be patient. Actually, it's mostly yourself you have to be patient with. I was about to say conditions, I was about to say other people, but really, once you start learning about it, all you can control is yourself. So patience really starts here. And what it looks like I don't know. What it looks like is not being in a rush, not being aggravated, not being grumpy, and not being worried about whether you're going to get an amazing picture or not. Because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. We're out here hiking, enjoying the mountains, and enjoying nature. So take the pressure off. Give yourself a little grace. Don't be hard on yourself, but be critical of what you produce if you're looking to improve. And that's the only way you can go forward. All right, we're almost at the bottom. The trail's starting to get busy and the weather's turning hot. So I'm gonna put this thing away. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. It really means a lot to me. And if you feel like, please subscribe. There's gonna be a lot more coming, so stay tuned and see you next time.